Samir, I'll start the recording. Samir? Samir, are you there? Sorry. Okay. So good morning.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So good morning, everybody who's watching the program. Thanks to Samir from IIT Jodh who's making the YouTube live. We have with us Dr. Shohini Ghosh, eye doctor from Kolkata, who's also Ramakrishna Math follower and Sharda Devi follower, who's she also imbibed all this from her mother. And we have Dr. Madhavi Mehta madam, whom I met recently and came to know instantly that she's also Ramakrishna Math follower. And she instantaneously told me she wants to do something for Ramakrishna Math together. And we all are with one ideal of following what Ramakrishna taught the world and through Swami Vivekananda. So today being Swami Vivekananda's birth anniversary, it's 162 birth anniversary. And I'm happy every year I go to the Gateway of India from where Swamiji went to Chicago in 1863, May 31st. But he was born on January 12th in 1863 in Calcutta. And I visit that his house now and then and see the shivling which Swami Vivekananda's mother was praying. So with these few words, can I request Dr. Sohini to say a few words and then Dr. Madhavi Madam to say a few words, and we'll start the talk on Awaken India. And I have titled this as Myself and Swami Vivekananda. And the idea is how I can use Swami Vivekananda's teaching to make India blind free and also awaken the thinking of the youth of India. Dr. Sohini?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Dr. Natarajan, for such a wonderful introduction. Good morning to all once again. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this occasion, Vivekananda Jayanti, celebrating and, of course, reliving the life of a monk who believed and viewed the youth of India as a link to a glorious past and, of course, a grand future. And on this occasion, may I proudly introduce you, Dr. S. Natarajan, as an ophthalmologist, a philanthropist, a prolific surgeon, and of course, an youth at heart always. Natarajan is the king of dancers, as we know, and none other than the Devo ke Dev, Mahadev, and the man who believes in the doctrines of Ramakrishna, where harmony of religion and in Jiva is Shiva. So somewhere the Shiva is a common link between Dr. Natarajan, Ramakrishna, Sarda Devi, Vivekananda, and maybe all of us. And it is, of course, the absolute truth. Knowing him for so long, I have seen him. He's a man who believes in the harmony of oneness, and the oneness lies in seeing all women as Sharda Devi. And as his name justifies, so his principles, which he believes that not only give kindness to humans, but to serve humanity as Lord Shiva himself. So over to you, ladies and gentlemen, to the man himself who believes in faith, faith, and faith. Only in God is the secret to success. So I would like to tell his academic details also for our viewers, those who have not been in the field of ophthalmology, but of course has heard his name somewhere or has been indebted by his divine touch, I would say. He has wonderful positions held in the national and international organizations, like in Maharashtra Ophthalmological Society, International Council of Ophthalmology, All India Ophthalmological Society as a national committee for awareness and screening, as an All India Ophthalmological Society past president, and of course, chairman, Academic Research Committee, Asia Pacific Ophthalmological Trauma Society, Global Eye Generic Consortium, Asian Eye Generic Consortium, Sankara Nethralaya Alumni, Teleophthalmological Society, Eye Cancer of Society of India, ARVO Global Mentorship Program. The list is endless, honestly. So, once again, sir, I would not increase the list. So, over to you, sir. Kindly enlighten us with your knowledge.
Thank you, Dr. Sohini. And Dr. Sohini is one wonderful soul who wants to serve the people. So she is now working in a non-governmental organization, a charity hospital, to serve the poor and the poorest of poor of the Bengal. And can I request Madhavi Madam to say a few words?
Thank you so much, Dr. Natarajan, for giving me this opportunity. I would always see you as a true representation of God, not God, but a representation of a God who is linking his profession to serve humanity in his best possible manner. Your mission to make India blind free or world blind free, we would be very happy to be with you in this bandwagon and be your warriors in serving this mission. As I told you when we met last week, that you are a true Nachiketa of Swami Vivekananda. He said, give me 100 Nachiketas and I will transform the world. And maybe he has chosen you as one of his Nachiketas to transform the world. And yes, thank you so much. I send this to you. And I'll be very happy to be with you in this mission. So in whatever possible capacity and whatever you align us to work with. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
So thank you, Madhavi Madam, for introducing me to Nachiketa. Even though I read long time back, I didn't know. So I went to this link. So Swami Vivekananda has mentioned, if I get 10 or 12 boys with the faith of Nachiketa, I can turn the thoughts and pursuits of this country in a new channel. And I think I'm adding a drop to the ocean so that that's my dream, where we can really become like Swami Vivekananda and be a messenger. And I think I see all the Swamijis in the Ramakrishna Mutt. Nobody is above anybody, even though they have president, secretary of the Mutt. But I think today I met a doctor who's now in charge of the Ramakrishna mission in Kar. So I think very nice to be a part of the Ramakrishna Parampara, I could call it. So I got a book today from the Ramakrishna Mutt. So I'm very first thing is the mother's role. Bhuvneshwari was an ideal mother. She practiced austerities and prayed to Lord Shiva for a worthy son. Her prayer was granted. Narendranath, who brought glory to this motherland, was born to her on Monday, January 12, 1863, and today, January 12, 2025. So the message was that my father and mother fasted and prayed for years and years so that I would be born. They pray for every child before it is born. Say our great lawgiver, Manu, giving the definition of an Aryan. He is the Aryan who is born through prayer. Every child not born through prayer is illegitimate, according to the great lawgiver. The child must be prayed for. And a mother's training. In a family, the mother's influence in molding the character of the child is inestimable. Bhuvneshwari, the mother, took every opportunity to educate her son. It was in her lap that Narendranath first became aware of the glory of the gods and goddesses, the greatness of the sages of India, and the tales and great characters of Ramayana and Mahabharata. And do you all pray for the children to come? Are you thankful to be mothers or not? Do you think that you are sanctified by motherhood or not? Ask that of your mind. If you do not, your marriage is a lie. Your womanhood is false. Your education is superstition. And your children, if they come without prayer, will prove a curse to humanity. And father's example, all Swami Vivekananda's lesson. The training of the mother, the example of the father, and the inspiration of the teacher, these are the factors most responsible for molding a person's character. You will be seeing in my presentation what I follow after reading all this. Naren's father, Vishwanath Datta, played a significant role in his son's education. He was lavish in his gifts and donation. One day when Narendra asked, "What have you done for me?" Go look at yourself in the mirror and you'll see what I have done for you, was the father's reply. And I don't know, now suddenly when I'm reading this, I used to admire myself. I don't know, my father used to tell me, what are you looking at the mirror and admiring? What are you admiring yourself? I don't know what I was doing, but I used to look at the mirror. That's why I color my hair, so that whenever I look at the mirror, I like to be young. Narendra learned that he should not depend on others, but stand on his own feet. And that I am doing by example. And his message to my father: I owe my intellect and my compassion. He would give money to a drunkard, knowing for what purpose it would be used. This world is terrible. Let him forget it for a few minutes if he can, father would say in self-defense. So finally, he says the compassionate heart, him I call a Mahatman, the great soul, whose heart beats for the poor. Otherwise, he's a Duratman, wicked soul. So long as the millions live in hunger and ignorance, I held every man a traitor who have been educated at their expense, pays not the least heed to them. So I will share my screen now. So you can see my screen, Samir?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is the talk I gave Ragged Medical Association yesterday, and I'm giving to the world today. Swami Vivekananda and myself, Blind Free India, a dream. And I know whatever Swami Vivekananda dreamt, and it happened after his death in 1902. But whatever I can in my life, I will do. And I want people like Dr. Sohini, Dr. Madhavi, and many more young people to take over and do even beyond me. And that's why I formed the non-governmental organization as a Section 8 company called Sundaram Natarajan Blind Free India Foundation. It is nothing personal. There is no ego. There is no ego massage I do for myself. Sundaram is my father's name, and his full name was Shanmuga Sundaram. And my grandfather's name was Subramaniam Natarajan. And my name happens to be S. Natarajan, the Sundaram Natarajan. All the three generations I put together and formed this Section 8 company. So one step must start each journey. You can see a young boy who is becoming a monk is taking one step. So I love this Kung Fu Panda movie. So I thought of bringing in that. Just like Po the Panda, I too had a humble beginning in the small temple city of Madurai, where I was born, because my grandfather settled in Madurai, who was an eye doctor. So my four elements, with their blessings, I'm an eye doctor working with the aim of nothing else than excellence. So that's my father and mother. When I was small, you can see I was, I think, 1 year old. That's the government eye hospital quarters. And later, this is the 52nd wedding anniversary of my father, which was about a few years back. I'm very grateful to my parents for molding me into this position, like how the parents of Swami Vivekananda molded him. And he's my guru. Whatever I am today, because of the, as an retina surgeon, is because of him. And not only as a surgeon, but I learned a lot of things from him. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires. And Dr. Badrinath was a great teacher. He's no more with us physically, but he's blessing from heaven. And that's what William Arthur said. And my best friend, he's in the same building with me. He's my guru, and my parent and grandparent now. He's a taskmaster. He's my conscience keeper. And he doesn't talk about Swami Vivekananda or anybody, but he is the founder of this Roti Bank, where we run a trust together. And I'm a trustee with him, where we serve 15,000 poor people daily full meal, roti, sabji, rice, dal, and sometimes sweet also. So I always salute finally Mata, Pita, Guru, Mitra, and Deva. And you cannot believe in God until you believe in yourself, Swami Vivekananda said. And that's my grandparents, who's my mother's parents. When I started Aditya Jyoth in Dadar, they were there. And my grandmother lived 102, and she passed away in as old age in 2020 during the COVID time. And this is my parents and grandparents, and you can see I myself, my father wearing tie, and that's my uncle, my brother there, and my cousin. My cousin started a big textile shop in Chennai. My brother is a contact lens specialist in Chennai, and myself has become a retina surgeon. And somehow I were wearing tie from my childhood. During my medical college, I was the only one. That's why my nickname is Nutty, and everybody used to call. So they said, who will wear a tie when alone in a school or a college? But I was doing it. So this is my grandfather and my father, who all grew up in the government eye hospital quarters, which was started by British in 1819. So we three together have done 150 years of service to nation. I hope I'll continue to do maybe 30 more years or whatever God wants me to do. So constant inspiration for me is Swami Vivekananda. And what else a day I can do this, or the day he was born. And he was born as Narendra Datta in Calcutta and 12th, and he was a Hindu monk, philosopher, and spiritual leader whose ideas inspired millions, both in India and across the world. His famous speech at the Parliament of the World's Religion in Chicago brought the global recognition to the Hindu philosophy. And this is the Swami Vivekananda statue where I go and garland every year. This was taken last year. And today also I did that. You can see this is a 32 feet Swami Vivekananda statue, and he himself was 5 feet 8.5 inches and standing erect and bold, and you can see the strength with him, and that's what I've learned. We should stand erect with a spine erect. So there's a book called I read recently from the Hindu called the Monk Who Took India to the World. So now I want to do something in their life, and I want to call myself the surgeon who took India to the world. By this, we can probably teach. So my everything, all the time I breathe in and breathe out Swami Vivekananda. So many books I have. I read his lectures again and again. And so his inspirational quote that changed my life: stand up, be bold, be strong. Take the whole responsibility on your own shoulder and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. He never believed luck. And my teacher, Dr. Badrinath, said 99% hard work, 1% inspiration. But I said that 99% work with love and 1% inspiration for me is my mentors, my parents, my friend, Shivanandan. So everything is created by your own hands, and you create your destiny. No luck, no good luck, no bad luck. So this is where he addresses the Parliament of Religion in Chicago, where he said he comes from a country, he's proud of India, and where the country gave asylum to people from Israel, people were from Zoroastrian, from Iran. So where people had tolerance and looked after the other people like their own bread. And recently I read the Polish Jews, when they were sent out in 1945, nobody could give them asylum, and Maharashtra gave the asylum for the Jews for the Polish Jews. And so they have a Indo-Polish Friendship Day. So this next Sunday, I'm getting a Polish surgeon as a guest speaker for my father's birth anniversary, which is on 19th January. So he called in the Chicago address the brothers and sisters, and he got a standing ovation for that. And he meeting with the Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, the master. The Ramakrishna mission is named after the Indian Hindu spiritual guru, the mystic Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And the mission was founded by this chief disciple, Swami Vivekananda. And if anybody has not visited Belur Math, there is a Ramakrishna museum now where Ramakrishna is writing in Bengali saying Narendra will be the next leader of the Ramakrishna Math, will be written there, and which is translated in English and kept. The Math and Mission are the two key organizations that direct the work of the Ramakrishna movement. And when he wrote that the things about this, both the Math and the Mission, he never said that if nobody should keep his photo or statue, but he only has the Ramakrishna in the Ramakrishna temple, which is there in Belur Math. Around the age of 6 or 7, Ramakrishna experienced this moment of spiritual trance. As the day passes, Ramakrishna's food intake and sleep gradually declined and was engaged in either worship or meditation. One day he had a marvelous vision of the mother named to Kali. He became overwhelmed and before fainting, observed that his spiritual sight, house, doors, temples, and everything else around vanishing into an empty void, and saw a boundless, infinite, conscious sea of light in far and whatever direction. At the same thing which Swami Vivekananda wanted to experience, and you also experienced. And one day, I hope I will get this trance like what Ramakrishna and Vivekananda did. I know I have to work hard for that, in the sense, not hard. I have to pray, I have to meditate the name of God, and also work for the poor, and hope to see Kali through working through the poor. Sri Sharada Devi, endearingly known as Holy Mother, her spiritual consort of Sri Ramakrishna, born on 22nd December 1853, married to Sri Ramakrishna at the age of 6. At the age of 18, she walked all the way to Dakshineshwar to meet her husband. And Ramakrishna, soon after the return to Calcutta, Swami Vivekananda founded Ramakrishna Mission in 1st May 1897. Actually, he addressed the Chicago gathering in 1893, and in 1894, he formed the Vedanta Society in New York. Even today, it is led by Swami Swami Priyamananda in New York, and his lectures are amazing. You can Google in YouTube. So in early 1898, Swami Vivekananda acquired a big plot of land on the western bank of Ganga at a place called Belur to have a permanent abode for the monastery and monastic order. Originally started at Baranagar and got it registered as Ramakrishna Math after a couple of years. I'm glad to say Dr. Sohini worked in Howrah on the way to Belur for long, and now she is working in a charitable hospital. The core teaching of Swami Vivekananda: take risks in life. If you win, you may lead. If you lose, you may guide. And that's what Swami Vivekananda said. And this was in my father's car. I remember reading in 1962 onwards. I was born in 1957, but at the age of 5, I keep reading this without knowing the meaning, of course. But arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved. And Swami Vivekananda, the most famous quote, and speaks directly to the importance of perseverance, determination, and the pursuit of one's goal without hesitation. And you are the soul, the Atman, which is immortal and eternal. Swami Vivekananda emphasizes the concept of Atman, that inner, the external soul, which is beyond the physical body and mind. And yesterday, I read the story about Shiva Vakir, who lived 100 years, compared our body to a pot, a mud pot. And he says that if the mud pot is broken, we throw it away. But if the copper pot is fallen down and a dent is there, you repair and use it. But our bodies are like mud pot, and the Lord Shiva who lives in us is like the eternal soul is in the pot, but the soul is there, but the pot, when it is broken, like the body when it is dead, nobody wants to keep it. Even you can keep money, you can keep gold, you can keep silver, and tell the friend, can you keep it? But if somebody dies and he says, can you keep the body for some time, nobody will keep. So the body, like Swami Vivekananda also, I read in this book today, that he says that he also has as a Swamiji also, he has a body, and that body gets tired, he says, and that's why he wants to give a short speech when he was not well. But somehow Swamiji also has mentioned that I'm full of enthusiasm, energy, and it is like bursting from inside me. He told the brother Swamiji that he is making me go travel east to west, and I think that same energy, whatever you call the soul, the Lord Shiva, the blessings of Swami Vivekananda, it's inside me. I travel east to west, north to south, and probably continent to continent. Fortunately, physically I get tired, but after a good sleep, I again get rejuvenated. I think of Swamiji and I again work with enthusiasm. I don't know why. From yesterday, I went to sleep only at 2 o'clock, and then I got up at 5 o'clock because of some cramps, because I danced a lot yesterday in my friend's son's wedding. And I said, where is that? Swamiji said that you have to be strong. You play football, and then only you will you can make your blood warm, and then you read Bhagavad Gita, you'll understand. So you need a strong body, but again, the body will be there when you're alive. But when the body goes away, the soul is there. So I think we have to realize that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the surface of others. And that's what I've decided. I'm 67. I'm 33 years to serve the people. And I want to serve the poor, the poorest of the poor. And I'm getting my money through the private hospital. That I will continue doing, because I need money to buy dress, to travel, to teach the world. And everywhere I have a slide on Swami Vivekananda when I give my surgery talk. And the last slide will be, they alone live who live for others, rest are equivalent to dead. What does he mean? He says, if you work only for yourself, your family, you're selfish, you're not fit to live. You are equal to a dead corpse. So Swami Vivekananda here highlights the concept of dedicating ourselves to the well-being of others. We discover a true purpose of life. And the Swami Vivekananda emphasizes that growth comes not from playing it safe, but from taking risk. Even if we fail, the experience gives us wisdom and the ability to help others. The different religions are but various paths to reach the same goal, that is to realize the same truth. He believed that while religions may differ in their rituals, practices, and symbols, they ultimately lead to the same spiritual, the one truth. So the great need of the hour is to teach people how to think. And I think I am learning how to think, and I hope the children, the today's children, the college students will listen. I know the experienced people also will see. And Swami Vivekananda saw education as a holistic process that goes beyond acquisition of information. For Vivekananda, true education cultivates wisdom and prepares an individual to serve society. I'm glad my optometrist Sanjali has prepared all this, because I keep giving points from the various books like this. But nevertheless, she has typed it, she has made it. I'm sure, I hope she made it, I know mechanically as a job, but I'm sure one day she should follow it. So this is what I mentioned. They alone live who live for others, rest are more dead than alive. Swami Vivekananda emphasized true essence of life is found in selfless service to others. It's very difficult to do that, but it took 65 years to learn that. 60 years I worked for name, fame, and money. And 65 onwards, I was thinking, and now I'm 100% sure I'm living for others. I know I eat little, I work, I operate, I see patients, but that is because I've been trained as an eye surgeon. So Swami Vivekananda says, you have, I think Ramakrishna also told Swami Vivekananda, because Swami Vivekananda used to lose himself in trance in meditating. And he says, I'm enjoying this more than going and working. So Ramakrishna said, no, open your eyes, go and serve the poor, you will see God better. So he worked to improve the lives of others without expecting anything in return. To be good and to do good, and that is the whole of religion. So Vivekananda referred this to the cultivation of good qualities within oneself. To do good emphasizes the importance of doing good to others, contributing to society, and acting with compassion. I think in this other book I just read, I think that he says, fill your mind, brain, everything with a lot of good ideas, good thoughts before you go to sleep, and even during the day and night, you remember that and do it. So I think the main thing is to do to contribute to society. So he says all power is within you. You can do anything and everything, and that's true. So at my age, I don't feel tired. I know I physically the body gets tired. That is because if you run 100 meters, or yesterday I was dancing, I had cramps, I had pain, but I took some rest. I'm okay. So I think the power is with you, and all power is within you, and you can do anything and everything. Believe in that. Don't believe that you are weak. Stand up and express the divinity within you. So I think, as Dr. Sohini put it, there is no ego massage required for between each other. And I think the ordinary people need that. But once you are mature in life, like me and Dr. Sohini and Dr. Madhavi here, you will appreciate that when you're serving, you'll have a glow in you, and then you can see the people will see God in you. And whatever you think that you will be, if you think yourself weak, you will be weak. If you think yourself strong, strong you will be. If you think you have God inside you, you will be like God. So you cannot be God, but I think you can be a servant of God. Neither money pays, nor name pays, nor fame, nor learning. It is character that live through adamantine walls of difference. And I think every time when I read the book, it looks like Swami Vivekananda asking, hey, Natarajan, you work for name, fame, and money. Why do you want to work for that? I agree. I work for name, fame. But today, I know I may get some award, I may get some recognition, but I'm not doing for that. Your country requires heroes. Be heroes. Your duty is to go on working, and then everything will fall off itself. And that's what I want to set by example. And I think you have to be a hero and think hero and work like hero and look like hero. What's wrong? So I also dress like hero. And I think unless you copy from Vivekananda the way he looks like this and stand and tall, and no harm in copying. And I think, but you cannot become him, but you can become something like him, so that if you keep on imbibing him. So this is the best thing I like. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life, think of it, dream of it, live of it, and let the brain, muscle, nerves, every part of your body be full of that idea, and just leave every other idea alone. And this is the way the great giants are produced, and others are mere talking machine. And this is what he gives, and that's a booklet available from the Ramakrishna Mission. This is from the Vivekananda Institute of Human Excellence from Hyderabad. A lot of organizations following it. So this, for me, I have taken that one idea. What is my idea? Only ophthalmology. In ophthalmology, what is my idea? Make India blind free. And I know it very well. In my lifetime, it cannot happen. But I know I'll put the seeds, and I know it will grow like a tree, and it will stand for hundreds of years, where we can achieve that. One day, everybody should have good vision, whether they have diabetes, hypertension, or any disease. We should have technology within India to serve. We had Sushruta in 600 BC, who did the first cataract surgery, first plastic surgery in the world. And why not that we have something where every Indian learns the secret, how to be healthy, how to live well, and he can live 100 years. That means you live productive for himself, his family, and the country. So God is present every jiva. There's no other God beside that. Who serves jivas serves God indeed. And I think this has been really made a important thing in my life. I work, I'm in a private practice. I know when I operate, I tell every patient that God is operating through me. And every patient who's undergoing surgery in my hospital, I wish and I pray that God is with every staff and when they serve the patient. And I think the Aham Brahmasmi, you see the God in animal, like cat, dog, and also in all the beings. I did the Adi Rudra Mahayagna in the last month, from January 27 to December 27 to January 1st in a Subramanya Samaj temple. And then Varanasi, I did in old Kashi Vishwanath temple. Both were done by a different group of people, but they invited me. I took part in it. And the whole idea of the Adi Rudram is to make every being, that means human being, animals, plants, even the microorganisms well, and thereby the entire universe should be well. So, which I will also talk. So we make everybody happy, and I think all of us will be happy. So why have that only I should be happy and my people around should not be happy, or I should be rich and other people around me should not? No, I think that's what I mentioned yesterday in the, I took a unknown a tourist taxi driver to Alibag. I went in Roro, and I told that driver, you come and have breakfast with me in the conference. I told the organizing doctor, no, the driver has to sit with me in my table and eat. And it's not to show off, but what the reason is, he drove sitting in the same level of me and the driver's seat. And when he's having breakfast, why should he sit separate? And why should he stand and eat? I said, sit with me in the same table and eat. And that's what I do when I travel all over the world. I take the driver. If I go to a 5-star, I take them with me for lunch. And I said, instead of packing and bringing, he can eat. I may be selfish, where he can eat with me so that when I leave the meeting or conference, he can drive me immediately. But in case when I come down and he goes for lunch, I have to wait. So, but either way, finally, I want to serve the God in him. So the Swami Vivekananda's vision for India, which is what our youth should learn. Today also I saw the school student, college student spoke in Hindi, Marathi, and English. And I think they do this extempore talks, and also there's elocution competition. But all of us, and even I did that in 7th standard, but I did Swami Vivekananda as a topic. But I think I was mugging up and rattling without realizing what I was reading. But because I did it again and again, somewhere it is registered in the mind. So I want these key ideas to go to each and every individual, like education and empowerment. He believed education should uplift both mind and spirit, making self-sufficient and strong. Imagine 1.4 billion people are self-sufficient and strong. We will be the most powerful country. Social reform, advocacy for eradicating caste-based discrimination, untouchability, and other forms of social equality. So that's what I'm doing with that, taking the driver along with me for lunch and dinner. Religious tolerance and spiritual unity. Truth is one, paths are many. It's like Christians go to church, Hindus go to temple, Muslims go to the mosque. But I think the paths are different, the rituals are different, but the truth is one. Sabka Malik ek hi hai. youth empowerment, urge youth to take responsibility for India's future. I want every school student, the Rotaract Club, the Leo Club, the school, the NSS, everyone, and Scouts, NCC, everybody should know they're all joining that to become physically and mentally strong and take the responsibility that you are future India. And I'm very glad my friend's son, Mr. Yogesh Sharma is my friend, his son Vivant Sharma, I hope one day you will listen to this. He is doing a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in Washington University, in American University in Washington, and he wants to contest election in Malabar Hill. So I think generally, this is my impression, that a politician means you don't have to study, you don't have to be anything, but the only requirement is money, power. So no, I'm glad this young man is studying politics, and he said there are people who served in the Indian embassy or as ambassador. They are teaching him. And I was wondering, why are you learning Indian politics in American University? It was nice talking to him. He said, I am learning because from the experts who had done Indian foreign service, and they are teaching me. And I want to learn that because here we don't have science like that. And I want to learn everything as a methodically and come and be a part of the social service, and then win elections. I'm glad. So I told him I will support you in starting the eye camps from my side as eye surgeon in Malabar Hill. This is the most important, the power of concentration. The power of concentration is the only key to the treasure house of knowledge. Concentration is the essence of all knowledge. Nothing can be done without it. 90% of thought force is wasted by the ordinary human being, and therefore he's constantly committing blunders. The trained man or mind never makes a mistake, and that's true for a surgeon. You can imagine for a driver, you can imagine for a lawyer, for anything. I mean, you need concentration. So that is what they say, focus, focus, focus. That movie, Ek Ajnabi, Amitabh Bachchan will teach that young girl who wants to do swing competition, even though her timing is perfect to win, but because of that gunshot, when you say ready, set, 1, 2, and dumil, that sound, that girl goes one step back. And then even though she has that winning time, because she goes one step back, she loses at 1 second and loses the race. So I think concentration. He says concentrate only on the ready, set, 1, and the dumil shout should be go. So you go, don't go worried about, don't listen to that sound. And the same thing Arjuna said when the other fellow was asked, what do you see? He sees the fish as a whole. What did Arjun see? Only the target. What? The center of the eye of the fish. So this is what I said. Concentration is the essence of all knowledge, and nothing can be done without it. And success in life mostly depends on the power of concentration. Clear thinking and intellectual understanding are very easy for a concentrated mind. And I can see that, and that's what I'm enjoying. Arjuna could shoot at the target with this tremendous power of concentration. So you can have a target, and if you focused in mind, you can close your eyes and shoot. And 3 powers within you: concentration, decision, unselfishness. It's easy to learn, or it's better to learn, I would put it. And once you learn, everything is easy. It's like cycling. When you do the first day, you'll struggle. Second day, you may struggle is less. But once you learn to ride, after that, it is like nothing. I mean, a lot of times Einstein used to sit in the cycle and ride around, thinking something. And that's where he says that he learns to balance in life and also thinking philosophy he learned. And always first learn to be a servant, and then will be fit to be a master. So I remember I was a school student, and at the age of 10, I used to open my father's clinic as a OPD boy. I used to put drops. Sometimes patient will give tips. I tell them, no, I am the eye doctor's son. And they say, oh, very good, you are working at this age. So somebody was telling, oh, you are doing child labor. I said, no. Even though sometimes my father was strict and used to beat me because of whatever mistakes I did. But I think that time I was angry in that moment, but I'm happy. I keep remembering good things about him. I think he disciplined me, and that's what is required. So I learned to be a servant. And same thing Dr. Badrinath did. He made me broom the floor in the OPD and also clean the floor in the operation theater and work like a OT boy, work like a OT nurse, and then become a assistant and then surgeon. So if you're a good servant, you'll be a good master. So this is my dream, a blind-free India. So diabetes is now the epidemic of 21st century. So I have a secret plan for India. So diabetic retinopathy is the major cause of blindness in the working middle-aged adult population and the fifth cause of blindness globally. So I recommend to check up at that primary checkup at that diagnosis in every person. So for this, I have a plans of screening, diagnosing, and treatment. Unfortunately, you need multidisciplinary approach, a dietitian, endocrinologist, ophthalmologist, maybe a counselor, and many other people. So we only have one eye doctor per 100,000 population. There's a low awareness or no awareness, and people are ignorant about diabetes and their health problems. 70% of Indian population resides in rural and urban slums, and I think we have to empower them with knowledge. So timely treatment can prevent blindness, and diabetic retinopathy can progress without symptoms. And I want to request everyone who's listening and everyone who's going to listen to be a part of this monumental revolution, fight against blindness from diabetes. So I created this initiative called Stop Blindness in All India Ophthalmic Society as president in 2019. It's called the Screening Through Teleophthalmology for Prevention of Diabetes Blindness. Jot Se Jot Jalao from the song 1962 by Lata Mangeshkar. So I also made a Road to Blind Free India as an overview of teleophthalmology because I'm the president of Teleophthalmic Society of India, and Dr. Sohini is a part of the Teleophthalmic Society. It's a specialty, a branch of telemedicine that focuses on the delivery of eye care services remotely through mobile, through internet, through Zoom, and through video call, whatever. So the idea is to create pre-camper awareness. Assembling of diabetes in India is a big problem because, as I said, there's a publication which says we have 10 crore diabetics in India, and among them, 5.8 crore do not know they have diabetes. So how do you ask them to come? So we have to do blood tests for them. So I have a idea for India. From the age of 35, everybody should do HbA1c, postprandial sugar, and fasting sugar. So at the age of 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, you're normal. And at 40, you find HbA1c going up. Then you can call that 0 year of diabetes. And it will take 5 to 10 years for diabetic retinopathy to happen, or any complications of diabetes producing stroke if they affects brain, producing blindness if it affects the eye, if producing heart attack and death if it affects heart, and producing renal failure or a renal transplant if the kidney is affected. And if you have a feet affected, you have amputation. So I think you can prevent all those complications just by doing a retina picture and then used by AI or offline AI or online AI or diagnosed by an eye doctor. So we want to incorporate AI into this retinal photography. So unity is strength. We need more working hands. That's why I requested Dr. Sohini and Madhavi Madam, like people, we want volunteers, and we want to have more and more interns, volunteers, students to be a part of this and have to make use of this minimally trained staff already available, and we arm them with AI to bridge the gap. So I'm working on a mobile phone with an adapter made by Remedio. There's no financial interest, and working with Municipal Corporation of Mumbai to screen every diabetic for diabetic retinopathy. And so the Remedio has got a software called Medios, which actually identifies which patient needs to go to diabetic to retina treatment and which need not go. So this is a mobile phone attached to an infrared device where you can be mounted on a suitable bike, and you can charge the infrared device, and also we can charge the mobile, and then you can do offline AI and diagnose diabetic retinopathy. We also introduced a motorbike where the forest we carried the camera. You can see my father and my top right bottom, my grandmother inaugurating and also my friend Shivanandan. So here we did this after capturing the image, and then this is how the camera works. You have the iPhone, and you can take a beautiful photograph of the retina like this. And with this one picture, you can diagnose diabetes, ARMD, and glaucoma. And you can see he applies that image to the Meteor software. So all images are stored in the mobile. So the AI is also in the mobile. So you don't need internet, you don't need electricity. The blue color, what you see, is identifying the abnormal retinal picture, and thereby diagnose with a multiple machine learning. The computer says which patient is referable and which patient need not be referred. So if you see, you have a fundus photo on phone and in the Zeiss camera. One is a 4.5 lakhs and the Zeiss is about 30 to 40 lakhs or 50 lakhs. The picture quality is almost same. So I think the phone photograph is very good. So this is how the AI is used, where you see the white, the blue discoloration, which will pick up the AI will pick up the lesion and then accordingly refer to the retina surgeon. So by doing this diabetic retinopathy camp, you can link between medically underserved area and tertiary healthcare services. So this is the community diabetic retinopathy screening. On 26 January 2019, we did a mega DR screening, and we came in the Guinness record and then organized by our foundation. So this is 649 diabetic patients were screened using fundus on phone device. 53 were diagnosed to have diabetic retinopathy. And that's the certificate we got from the the Guinness record. So this is the first project in the world, and the research question was the AI reliable to pick out those in need for seeing an eye doctor. So we had 85.2% for specificity, sensitivity, and 92% specificity. So we did pilot intervention in Bombay Municipal Corporation clinics, and this is how I proposed even today to the additional municipal commissioner. I said we should have all the 199 Apla Davakana or the vision, the eye health centers in Bombay Municipal Corporation. So I use the word you can train anybody, and so that you can use a word anybody can screen for diabetic retinopathy, acronym ABCD. So screening the diabetes above the age of 35, doing the blood test, and we can prevent complication. So organ that affects, because head to foot it affects brain, stroke, eye, retinopathy, blindness, heart attack, and death, kidney, diabetic nephropathy, renal transplant, feet infection, it can lead to amputation. So actionable step toward blind-free India using Swami Vivekananda concept, empowering the youth. I want young people from all over India, I want to call them eye care ambassadors, inspires the younger generation to take action. And thereby they also represent to the government, and government policies support initiatives that provide access to education, healthcare, and social welfare. Raising awareness. I'm trying to use this Zoom and YouTube as social media and Swami Vivekananda doing a Vivekana. The Ramakrishna Math in Mumbai is doing a Viveka workshop tomorrow as a part of the celebration to empower young people, to spread awareness about the importance of inclusivity and fostering empathy, encourage people to see beyond differences and work together for the common good. Your work is to, this is what Swami Vivekananda saying is there in Sakwar, where it is a tribal town, 150 kilometers from Mumbai, in the Ahmedabad highway in Maharashtra, where there's a Swaji fort also. And in that Ramakrishna Math, they have written this Swami Vivekananda statement. Your work is to serve the poor and miserable without any distinction of caste or color, and you have no need to think about the results. Your duty is to go on working, and then everything will follow of itself. This is what Swami Vivekananda said. And here in Maharashtra, philosopher Saint Sri Dhyaneshwar said, may the darkness of ignorance disappear. May the universe see the sun of self-consciousness. And Swami Vivekananda said, union of science and religion alone bring harmony and peace to the humanity. And I don't know how many of you know, Swami Vivekananda traveled with Jamshedji Tata in the ship between Colombo and Japan. And there he impressed to Jamshedji Tata the need for Indian Institute of Science, which has come in Bangalore. So, and he also met another lady whom he was traveling from Japan to US in the ship, who later helped him to settle in Chicago to give that lecture. And science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind, as Albert Einstein said. And friends, always be at peace. Do not disturb yourself. You never were virtuous or sinful. Get rid of all these delusions and be at peace. Remember, union of science and spirituality. Religion will alone bring harmony and peace to mankind. Our inspiration. Education is a manifestation of the perfection already in man. Religion is nothing but to perform your duty towards the mother, the father, the family, the nations, and the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, world as one family. And I am praying for peace of the Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, union of science and religion, spirituality, all alone will bring harmony and peace to the humanity. And this is in Belur Mat. I love to visit Belur Mat as many times I can. Whenever I go to Calcutta, I have some time. I go to Belur Mat, and I also go to the Bada Bazaar and have the Kannaya Kachori. So this is the Swami Vivekananda's house, and the other side is the Belur Mat, and now it has become a museum in the Swami Vivekananda Road with the Elgin Road in Calcutta. So in Sakwar, my dream is to create a regular ophthalmic center, and I want to do diabetic retinopathy screening, and I will take Madhavi Madam's help to do it in Kar, Ramakrishna Mat in Mumbai, and Ramakrishna Mat at Sakwar. So we need equipment, we need staff, we need petrol van, etc. So I want to conclude my talk by saying they alone live who live for others, and rest are equivalent to dead. So so the main thing is, how are we to know that the mind has become concentrated? Because the idea of time will vanish. The more time passes unnoticed, the more concentrated we are. In common life, we see that when we are interested in a book, we do not know the time at all. But when we leave the book, we are often surprised to find how many hours have passed. So I think everything is in the concentration. And thank you very much for a patient listening. And if you have any questions, comments, you can ask me, Madhuri Madam and Soni Madam.
Thank you so much, sir. You have been an inspiration for one and all, and you really inspire with your limitless energy, your power of perseverance, and never to let it go. So, after such a comprehensive thought, I believe that I really don't have anything more to ask apart from imbibing your thoughts. And at least, if I wish, I could put even 10% of it into my daily routine.
And he says, when you think strong, you will be strong. When you think weak, you will be weak. So I request you, Soni, not 10%, you will do 110%.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, sir. So I just want to recite the verse which you said. Uttishtata jagrata prapya varanni bodhata. Arise, awake, and stop not till your goal is reached. So the goal is very clear, which you have laid down, Blind Free India. A detailed action plan would really help us to achieve the goal. And let's meet to derive this detailed plan on how we can reach this mission and the goal. And when we continuously work, and we have arisen awake, and we have to now start working.
So thank you very much. So this also says, so Swami Vivekananda, India's great apostle. So I think a lot of words, and his English was also good. And I learned from this book that Swami Vivekananda did not want to read English because he said it's a foreign language. His father tried convincing, he didn't agree. Finally, his uncle really finally convinced him to read English. And he read English in such a way that he was better than the British, and he had better than the Shakespeare English. So in this book, it is written that Calcutta claims him, now he is great. Madras learned to appreciate him even before that. No man is a prophet in his own country. So I think, as Sohini said, that Swami Vivekananda came all the way from Calcutta to Madras and then to Kanyakumari. Tamil is virgin, and then she saw the Devi in the Sharada Devi in Kanyakumari, and there are two rocks there. In one of the rock, there is a feet of Parvati who's standing in one feet to attain Lord Shiva, And I think, as she said, my Gotra, he also prayed Shiva, and Ramakrishna also prayed Shakti, which is part of Shiva again. So I think everybody realizes it, but everybody reads it. But when it comes, probably we are saying that I'm an ordinary human being and try to do the normal life. So I want to do, and everybody to feel 100% efficient, 100% strong, and follow every bit of Swami Vivekananda. And each one can multiply this to 10 people, to 10 people, to 100, 100 to 1,000, to 1 lakh, to crores, to billion, to trillion. So I hope this will happen. Everybody will be empowered. So we'll be the greatest country. And I thank my Samir, who's the IT head with me, who's helped me to do the Zoom recording, as well as to put it in the YouTube. And we are also thankful to DocPlexus, another platform, a medical platform. I told them, kindly put this. So this will be there and everywhere. So it's not marketing. And I think Swami Vivekananda said, if you could have good virtues and you meditate, even in the rock with no windows, the message will reach the whole world. And now with the WhatsApp, there's so many things, technology available, social media. Still, I think I want to follow what Swamiji said, meditate, and let the whole world come to know that you are empowered and you can work for India. And salute Mother India, salute Swamiji, salute Ramakrishna and Sharda Devi.